Hi, I got another burial beer to review right now. This is their Massacre of the Innocents. Has a crazy label like usual. It's an owl there, and there's like a dead owl or something. It's kind of evil. So this one is their lactose IPA. It uses Citra and Equinox hops. It was canned exactly 4 weeks ago. And I guess they debuted this beer in 2015, which is kind of right before the whole lactose milkshake IPA thing kind of blew up and everyone was doing it. I haven't had this one ever before, and I feel like I should just get right to it. From pictures of it, it seems like it's really hazy, much more so than their standard IPA Surf Wax that I just reviewed. But will it be a New England style one? We'll see. So I know that I don't think lactose itself creates this haze. There must be something slightly different in the process. Because lactose is just like a powder, and I think it can be in a clear beer. But this one is very murky. It looks like a lot of milkshake style IPAs for sure. And the head isn't quite as nice as the Surf Wax. The bubbles aren't so fine and tiny. I can tell that head's gonna die down a little bit, and that happens sometimes with these super hazy, murky beers like that. This one is super murky, completely different appearance than the Surf Wax, and very, very different aroma. This is definitely going for the milkshake type thing. Using, it seems like Citra forward in this. I'm not noticing much from the Equinox at all, because Equinox can be pretty powerful, oniony, cedary, woody, but in the aroma of this one, it's all, smoothie from it's a tropical smoothie from the Citra with the lactose. It actually smells creamy. I'm pretty sure the lactose will be pretty strong on this, and it's going to be a little bit sweet. But my hope is that it's not too sweet and like chalky and powdery. The aroma isn't gigantic. They don't say anything about double dry hopping this baby. And it is 4 weeks old, but I'm not having any trouble picking up any notes. It's definitely got the creamsicle orange thing mixed in with tropical pineapple smoothie. Definitely lots of pineapple. Hint of peach, but it's not peach rings or anything like that. Pretty creamy, but prickly. It definitely has that chalky powdery thing in the finish. But it seems like that kind of helps counteract the sweetness. It's like a chalky, seltzery, peppery, prickly finish, even though it's pretty thick and sweet on the tongue. Yeah, the effect of the haze and the lactose in this makes it seem very much New England style, whereas Surf Wax was not really at all. But it's in the flavor, it's very seltzery, bubbly, lactose powdery. It's not really an actual like super fruity, juicy fruit smoothie in the flavor. It's more like up front in the aroma, and the second hits your tongue, but then right after that it has this powdery drying effect. I wish it maybe weren't so hazy, and maybe just a touch less lactose, though I don't want to say that because this beer is pretty dry in the finish, but maybe it's just the haze. Maybe if they just reduce the haze, or if I would let this sit in my fridge and try to have some fall, I wouldn't have so much of that chalky powdery thing, and I'm tasting a little bit of that actual, gypsum-like, crumbly, white powdered flavor. Pretty palatable, though. I mean, it gives me a little bit of a burn, a Trillium type throat burn, but I'm not a huge fan of the feel on the tongue. And it reminds me of a lot of New England IPAs that are really beloved, that are double, super crazy, ultra dry hopped, and they create that really thick look, but then it's an unpleasant, powdery, bitter chalkiness on the tongue that even the lactose in this isn't helping to mitigate. Still pretty good, but I definitely had better ones. I guess I like that it's a lactose beer that brings in that, smoothie-esque quality, but then is nice and dry in the finish if that's what you're looking for. But it's a little bit too dry. It's like they tried to make up for maybe the lactose. I'm not sure. Definitely carbonated. Yeah, it has that really nice creamsicle, tropical, cake aroma. But in the back of my tongue, it's just chalky, savory. I mean, it's not just the back of my tongue, it's the whole tongue. Really dries out your mouth, gives you that, cat tongue effect, I like to call it, where I feel every single one of my taste buds rubbing on the roof of my mouth in a dry way, as if I have that like sandpaper type cat tongue. Maybe I'll kind of get used to it, enjoy it a little bit more, but just a little astringent. For me, that's the only problem really. Otherwise, it's pretty well done. I would give it probably a 3.75 or something like that. It's definitely not too sweet and lactosey like I've had in a lot of lactose beers that kind of really turn me off. I'm definitely going to be able to finish this can, but I'm most a fan of the aroma of this beer. Goodbye.